Hello everyone, so this is a follow-up to my first video about my mushroom experience, and now this is gonna be the second time I did them. So my second experience was, I don't remember the day I did it, but I just remember the whole experience. My second experience was couple days after, I would say a week or probably 2 weeks after the first one. But this one was way different. Actually, in this experience, I consumed less than I did in the first one, but I experienced way more, which to me didn't make any sense. How could I consume less but experience way more? So with this one, it started off afternoonish. I would say afternoon. I was at work and I happened to have some on me. So I decided to, why not try 4? I ate 4 of them. First I started off with 2, and then a couple minutes afterwards I said, you know what, why not eat 2 more? So I only had 4 of them. Remember that number. And I would say 30 minutes afterwards, 40 minutes afterwards, I started to feel the effects kick in. And they started off like they usually always start off, subtle and easy and relaxing. So we closed the restaurant, we finally closed, and this is when the effects start to intensify. I get in the car and my mom is driving us home. On the drive home, I always listen to music, frequency-based music. I have a playlist that I orchestrated and I listen to it all the time. I'll put it in the link in the description for anyone who wants to listen to it. But I start listening to it and I am having the most profound experience ever. This is nothing compared to what I was feeling in the first experience. This was nothing compared to that. While I'm listening to my music, I happen to get so relaxed that I want to close my eyes. So I closed my eyes. And the things that I saw made no sense to me. It was like, where am I? What is all this? And how? I only ate 4, So I was like, how am I experiencing all this with such a low dose? But I finally saw what I always read about, what I always studied about, which was the entities or the geometry. Because that's all I saw when I closed my eyes. I saw a bunch of eyes everywhere. Eyes everywhere. I saw geometry. I saw colors. I saw beings. I saw entities. With the music I was listening to, every time the music would change its melody, the surrounding would change. The vision, what I was seeing, it would change with the music. And it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Because I've never seen anything like this in my life. So I was so dumbfounded. I was so fascinated. And it would, whatever it was, would shapeshift and transform into things that are supposed to scare me. I didn't get scared because I studied so much about this stuff and these entities that I was just fascinated. I wasn't worried, I wasn't scared, I was just fascinated with what I was looking at. I remember it would shape into a bat with fangs, sharp fangs and eyes everywhere on the face of this bat. And it would shape into that, and then it would shape into eyes again, And I remember there was one point in time where I was listening to the music and I got changed into this place, and I was in the middle of it. It was almost like have you seen in movies how in like UFOs, or like the person is in the middle of the UFO on the table and there's a bunch of like aliens surrounding them? I know it sounds wicked, but you gotta listen to this. So I remember I was looking at it through like third person though. So I was in the middle of something, and there was a bunch of entities surrounding me. I couldn't really see the faces of them, but I saw the figure of them, and it was a bunch of entities surrounding me, and I was looking at this through a third person perspective. So I was looking at it from the outside, and it was the most wickedest thing ever. It was so crazy. Then with the music again, it started to shift and change. This is when I was understanding what this all was. I was understanding how deep this is. I noticed that with the frequency, with the music, everything would change for me. So I'll get into that later. Fast forward, we get to the house, and at first I'm like, I want to enjoy this on the hammock outside in the backyard. But I get to the backyard and I don't want to be there. I don't feel comfortable there, so I end up going all the way to my room and just laying in my bed. I was laying in my bed with the music blasting in my ears, close my eyes, my back on the bed, head towards the ceiling, eyes closed, and I just start going. I just start surrendering to what is, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. And I'm gonna keep saying that because that's how it was. I've never experienced something so beautiful and surreal. It was bad because I want to actually see things. I got tired of having my eyes closed, so I get up and I open my eyes and I look at myself in the mirror for like 10 minutes, just looking at myself. I was so fascinated with my image. I was so fascinated with my being. Every detail of me had me fascinated. My eyes, my hands, my bones, my knuckles, everything. My hair, everything fascinated me. It was like everything was amplified of my being. Everything was amplified. So fast forward, I would say it's been like an hour or maybe almost 2 hours. I have a guitar, so for whatever reason, I grab my guitar and I sit on my bed and I start playing it. Now, mind you, when I tell you, as soon as I strung the chords on my guitar, it felt like I was shot out of this world. Music never felt nor sounded so beautiful. When I strung my guitar, I felt every single frequency shoot from the guitar into my being. I felt every frequency in my soul. It was so immense. I couldn't even comprehend that feeling. It felt so surreal. I just kept playing it and playing it. I wasn't playing anything special. I was just strumming the chords. That was all I was doing. And it made me so numb. I was hypnotized to the sound of the guitar. I was hypnotized to the frequency. It was bliss. I've never felt anything like this. This was music from my soul. It was like my soul wanted it, my soul needed it. And every time I played it, my soul thanked me. It was like my body was thanking me. It was like almost a medicine in a way. And that's where I get to where I'm getting at. During this experience, I noticed and I came to the realization that music and frequencies, certain frequencies in certain music alters your body, it alters your genetic codes, it alters your DNA, it alters your brain waves, and it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you feel bliss. The right frequencies lead to bliss. The right frequencies lead to happiness. And I came to realize that. I was like so dumbfounded that this stuff, these instruments, this music was making me feel no way I've ever felt in my life. I felt so powerful, but powerless at the same time. And a couple minutes go by and I start to feel a connection. It was almost like an energy thing. I start feeling this like energy in my body, but outside of my body as well. I was feeling a connection to something. Like I was almost that energy that I was feeling. I felt the earth. I know it sounds like crazy, but I was feeling the earth. I felt the energy of the planet. I felt the energy of the earth, and it was so sad. The energy that I was feeling was, I've never felt energy so sad in my life. And I knew it was the earth because that's what I was feeling, and it was going through my brain at the time. That I could feel it. I was feeling the earth, and it was sad. Planet Earth, she was sad. Mother Earth was sad, and I knew that's what it was because I felt the root of my soul to the root of the earth. I felt everything, and it was so intense. It was so intense that I started to sit down and just connect myself more to the root of that energy. I just sat down almost in like a meditative way and just felt it and just listened. And it was so beautiful. It was so intense and so amazing. And after that feeling, I decided to, this was, I would say, like almost 3 hours in, or close to 3 hours. I get up and I just start feeling my hair, and it felt amazing. Like it felt so therapeutical. After that, for some reason, I decided to close my eyes, and I started moving my hands and my body in a certain motion that I couldn't explain why I was doing it, but I was just doing it. I was almost moving my hands in a motion of Tai Chi, in a motion of Kung Fu, and I used to do Kung Fu, so I that's why I understood why I was doing, but I don't understand why I was doing it. I was moving my hands and shifting my arms, shifting my body, and wear down. I was just wanting it to stop. Not in a way of, I didn't like what I was feeling, but I just wanted it to end. And while it was ending, it was really intense. I was feeling the energy of everything. I felt the energy of the earth, and I forgot to mention that I felt the energy of a friend of mine, and she lives in another state, and I felt the energy of that, and it was wicked. It was really like strange, but that was that experience, and the night ended, the trip ended, and I felt really, really good, really bliss. I wrote about it in my notebook so that I never forgot about it, and I don't think I'll ever forget that experience in my life. I have another trip, which is the third one that happened on the 4th of July. In that one, was really that one was really intense, I could tell you that. And that one I'll save for probably the next video. Most likely I'll tell you that one in the next video, but we'll see about it, you know? Life always goes in directions. You never know what happens with life. So yeah, that's been me, and hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys are having a good one. If the day has just dawned, I hope you guys have a good day. If the night has fallen, I hope you guys have a good night. It's been Prenti, and peace. Bless. Have a good experience.